Now we're going to do a few order of operations problems involving integers. The first example, there's a part A and a part B you can see. Very different problems because the one has parentheses around -3. So it means that you're raising -3 to the 4th power, or -3 times -3 times -3 times -3. Now there are 4 negative signs, so that means it's going to be positive. An even number of negative signs is going to get us a positive in multiplication. So then we really have to just know what's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, and it's 81. You can think of it as 9 times 9 and get the 81, but that's how that one works. The second part, B, is not the same problem. It is not -3 to the 4th power. It's the 3 is the base. That's the base. The 4 is the exponent, and it's only on the 3. There's only one negative sign, or opposite sign, if you want to think of it that way. So it's the opposite of 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. We only have one negative sign, and so that's going to be -81. Now, if that doesn't quite make sense to you, I can expand a little bit more. Let's say you had something like 10 minus 2 cubed. Well, order of operations says to do the exponent first, right? So you'd say 10 minus 8, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and then you'd get 2 for an answer, right? Okay, so now cover up. How can I do this? Erase, I'll erase. Erase the tens and see what you get. So you get that -8 there. And that's what we're trying to point out. That -2 cubed would be -8. When it's not, that negative sign's not, it's actually the opposite of 2 cubed, okay? The opposite sign is not part of the base. Order of operations, exponent comes before subtraction. Okay, so hopefully that helps. All right, let me erase that too. Okay, well, it's gone. All right, so 9 involves a little bit more, so we've got the order of operations here. I look. Now, a lot of times students will say, well, there's parentheses. Do the parentheses first. There are parentheses, but inside the parenthesis here, there's nothing to do. It's just a -9. Those parentheses are indicating multiplication. And then back here, same thing. I have parentheses, but again, it's saying that -3 is being cubed. So what I want to do is the exponent. So 12 times -9 divided by, and now I need to think what's -3, think in my cloud, in my mind, what's -3 times -3 times -3, and it's -27. So I'll put parentheses around it just to indicate that that's a -27. I don't want a stray negative sign running around. And then I'll have to do multiplication first, because left to right, and that's what comes first. So I need to know what's 12 times -9. Well, it's going to be negative, because I just have the one negative sign there. I'm only doing this multiplication, and it's going to be 108. Right? If I did my multiplying right, you can check that. But yeah, divided by -27. Well, now I have the division. So I have a negative divided by a negative. My answer is going to be positive. And how many times does 27 go into 104? I believe it's 4. I probably should double check that. So it's 27 times 4. 8, carry the 2. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, and it's a positive 4. Again, final answer, double check, make sure you want it to be positive. We do, so that's 4. All right, now part B. We've got some division, we've got addition, and then we've got some multiplication. Order of operations says you would do this division first. So what's -7 divided by 3? -9. Now, I could do the multiplication because it's not going to interfere, but I'll just do it on another line. So I'll just copy it down for now. So I'm going to do the multiplication next, order of operations, left to right for multiplying and dividing. We didn't have any exponents. We didn't have any grouping symbols. We just have parentheses that indicate multiplication. Okay, so -9 plus, and then I've got to think -5 times -6 is going to be positive. It's going to be 30. Okay, and so I have one last step, a negative 9 plus 30, which is going to be 21.